Is collecting things. These people are so. They were too scared to even talk to each other. They couldn't. There was something that was. He was forcing me to remain absolutely silent. The leader of this family is Lee and his wife. Here's her older daughter, Reagan, who could not hear since childhood, and her two sons Marcus and Bobo is older. It is small in the cupboard upstairs. Sees the rocket. As soon as he sees the rocket, if someone is about to lift it, then that rocket is in his hands. It breaks free and falls down. Reagan quickly launched the toy rocket in time. She catches it and saves everyone's life. Lee signals to everyone that it is evening, otherwise, we could be in danger. Then his 4-year-old son brought the same toy rocket again. Everyone was terrified to see him. Because this rocket was battery operated, which could make noise as batteries. After this, all 4 of them went home in a line. Then we see that this city, once shining with lights, it used to be full. But today this city is completely. It is desolate and shrouded in silence. Not only humans but even the sound of birds. I can't hear it. There's a creepy feeling all around. There's silence all over the world now. Very few people survived, including these 5. People are also involved. Here we see that. He laid sand from the line to his house. Music started playing in the rocket. Reagan listened. She couldn't. So she focused on the sound. But when Lee and Ellen saw him, when they heard this, both of them got very scared. Then suddenly, quiet sound. It can also detect it from several kilometers away. The good thing was that monster was completely. He was flash. Vibration and even the faintest sound. Could feel it. If a person shouted loud, there's only one way to escape these monsters. And that was to remain absolutely calm, which Lee and his family knew that. Here's what we know. It turns out Ellen is pregnant and will soon. She is about to give birth to a baby. For his upcoming child. I have made a soundproof box for. So that whenever the child cries, he hid her in the box with an oxygen mask. So that the monster can hear the crying of a child. There will be no sound. In this difficult situation, it's very important to be prepared to escape from the monster. It was necessary. But Lee's eldest daughter, Regine. She could not hear, but Reagan. I was not happy with the amplifier because he thought that this amplifier, as always, also will for Reagan before. So Reagan first tried this amplifier. But when she drops if you test the amplifier, the amplifier is working. External. Miss my younger brother. Reagan still. He blamed himself for his brother's death. This suggests that if on that day if I hadn't given my brother a toy rocket, today, her brother would have been alive. Starts moving towards the underground bunker. But then his father stops him and he is refused entry. Which, Lee went to the river with Marcus. He left. This greatly upset Reagan. She feels bad and gets angry. It seems his father doesn't love him. He lay beside his brother's grave. She starts crying and in a short while she is here. Reagan's eyes are closed. Ellen, on the other hand, brings it over and Lee tells his son. That here you can talk because water. Your voice in it because of the waterfall. Speak openly. You can. They both sat near the waterfall. They start talking. Marcus asks. Does he blame Reagan for Beau's death? Do you agree? Had labor pains. Began. That is, the time for her delivery. The time had come. That hurry, his foot got stuck on the sharp nail. Ellen writhed in pain but held on to her. He didn't make a sound with his man back upstairs, but then he saw something that made his breath catch in his throat. In fact, that monster has reached his house. In fact, when Ellen took that photo, heard that sound. I had heard it. Avon's wall trembled with fear. She hid behind the camera. Lee and Mark. Then, from a distance, he saw that around the house. The red light is on. Lee realizes that Ellen. He feels it, and slowly he becomes aware of that movement. He started moving towards Ellen's place. Around. So Evelyn's right there. But she hid against the wall. Over there, Lee Marcus. If I go home, I will save my wife. We could both die instead. Because that monster's plan he had already made. Lee quickly got to work on Marcus. And gave him a quick flare rocket. Marcus then quickly ran towards the rocket. Evelyn, on the other hand, was upstairs. She ran into the bathtub and she was in pain. That monster, sensing the sound of. He was almost to the bathroom. Ellen realized. It was now clear that it was impossible towards that sound, and at that very moment, Ellen, suppressing the pain, screamed loudly. Whose voice was drowned in the noise of the rockets? It's the noise of rockets and the lights far away. Reagan also sees this and she heads towards home. She leaves. A little while later, she takes the gun. He brought it inside the house and saw that. Footprints of blood on the stairs. He follows those trails. He sees that the tub is red with blood. It was believed that Ellen too had fallen prey to that monster. It's over. He sat there, shedding tears. Even in this difficult situation, Ellen kept herself. Ellen gave birth to a son. Lee's eyes widened after finding him alive. Now, Buff was unable to enter the basement. The child started crying even before that. Hearing this, the monster started coming towards them rapidly. Lee hurried to the underground room. Entered and covered the door with a thick mattress. Now I will soon prepare a tool for them. I am going to make these creatures ours. You won't be able to spoil it. Meanwhile, on the other side, Regine was also returning home when she saw a small tree in the fields. A light appeared in the middle. Regan quickly. She started coming closer to that light. But she, unaware that a monster was at her feet. I was following him at the sound of his voice, that monster. He starts to feel pain. As if this voice. A needle-like sting inside monster's ear. Ran away. That's where Regan's voice reached. It was also pricking, but as soon as that monster went away from there. Regan's ear stopped hurting. But Regan did not understand why his. Why did the hearing aid do this? He. Approaching the light without paying much attention. Then she found that the light. It was a flashlight. As soon as Regan turned on the flashlight. She went. I was secretly watching you. That monster was also following behind. But no. So there. He had already left, but he had destroyed the entire house. Due to which a portion of the water present there was. Not notice this, and he took the children too. He set out towards the fields to find it. Meanwhile, Marcus and Regan are in the grain store at all. As Ellen approached the box. Then he saw a bullet coming from the front near the box. The monster appeared. She thought perhaps the monster ate her baby. Because Evelyn can see that box. But the box was. So she couldn't see inside the box. Is the child still alive or is it a monster? Ate it. So he slowly. But when Ellen gets out of the box. When she got closer, she saw that her child. He's safe and sound. Luckily, the child. He did not make a sound. I came and stood quietly. But that monster. Looming over Ellen like death. The slightest cry from the baby's mouth. We're tired of doing it. Regan feels that. His father was not there to save him. Now she wanted to go home alone. But Marcus has complete faith in his father. Steps forward to stop his sister. So he opened the door of the grain tank and falls in. While falling, Marcus. A loud sound comes out of the mouth. On hearing this he immediately ran after that voice. Which saved Ellen, but now Marcus's life is in danger because of the grain. Marcus looks like he was about to drown in the grain. Reagan's. They sit on top of the ship to save their lives. But the movement. Le Monster moves quickly. Seeing him going towards the tank, he understands that both his children were near the grain tank. In front end. Pick up an axe yourself and look around. He started running, but the creature was right there in front of him. Lee turns. He kills his father and throws him away. Seeing Marcus Lee in pain, he gave voice to. It seems